Coach, how does it feel to be the team that is going to break this streak? And obviously, you were talking before the game about how the liberty you were learning and from Sandy and how she has her stuff together, and now you have your stuff together tonight to beat them on your home floor like they did on theirs.
Well, first off, it was a hell of a game. If you're a basketball fan at all, that was some high level stuff. The shot making, they made 18 threes, shot 41. For us to stay with it and get the win is a credit to our group. I think one thing we're finding out is, we have the ability to be a good team, but we're also gritty, and that's a good character to have if you want to be a good team.
The big three of both teams, they all delivered tonight.
Yep.
But Bec Allen clearly was the X factor on the court, not just of course with the X factor in the crowd. So what can you say about her performance tonight?
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm super proud of Bec. This is a new team, and when we came together in training camp, she missed a couple days because of injury. Then she had the concussion, missed 5.5 games. I think everyone has been comfortable in their roles, and of the new pieces, it's probably taken Bec the most time to kind of find her way. And tonight is the Bec that we want, and I hope that she wants. And it was a hell of a performance by her. And it's not even about the makes to me. I mean, what she does at the defensive end, we don't talk about enough. But the way she guards those guards. But her just willingness to take 7 threes tonight was huge, and we're going to need that moving forward. We need her with that mentality, just let it fly, because we've got other playmakers. Her space in the floor was huge tonight. They saw that, her seeing the shot go down, but she was the difference. So I'm really happy for Bec because she chose us in free agency, and you want her to have a great experience, and I think she has. But you want to make an impact at both ends, and she did that tonight, and I'm just so happy for her.
And then, Coach, to piggyback off the defense, I mean, like you said, both teams are shooting great, but when they're shooting like that too, what's kind of your message in the huddle? Because there's a few times, you took them really late in the shot clock, and you just hit some good shots.
Yeah, I mean, the skill level in this league, the high-end players it's impressive, and you just need to make it tough. I thought early in the first quarter we were a little bit slow getting matched up. I liked our energy, but just mentally we weren't there. And then to start the third, we weren't very good. There's no way to sugarcoat that. And you can't take possessions off against a team like this. I mean, they're the best team in the league, and as far as challenging you to guard with JJ stretching the floor, I mean, it's a tough matchup. And so, I think they went 1 for 8 or 1 for 7 in the fourth from 3, thankfully. But we got the stops when we needed.
You guys had 6 players in double figures and 24 assists. I think it might have been the third straight game, but for sure the second. Can you just talk about that, how those numbers are kind of reflecting what you're seeing from the team right now?
Yeah, we've got balance. Soph is so dang tough. I mean, she took an unbelievable fall. She hit some big threes in the first half when we were struggling to score. But that balance that we got tonight, that's going to be a strength of ours moving forward. And we have to be okay with each other succeeding. It doesn't have to be one person going for this and the other person going for that. We can do it together. I think they believe in that. They saw it tonight.
I'm sure even at the beginning of the year, you probably saw this stretch as somewhat of a measuring stick type of week for you guys. What do you feel like has been the connective to be competitive in all of them and obviously win the past couple?
BG. No, getting BG back she's a game changer. Even Sandy congratulating me after the game, just obviously she knows the impact that BG has. And so, getting her back when we put this team together, we saw it a little bit in training camp, and then for her to miss the first 9 or 10 games. But yeah, this was a big week for us. I mean, we got one more, but for us to get over 500 with BG missing those games and to get some of the wins that we've gotten here with her and Bec back is just hopefully it's a confidence booster. And I haven't talked enough about what our home crowd has done. The X Factor has been unbelievable. Just every night, their energy we're feeding off of, and it's a tough place to play because of them.
Now at this point, having had Bec and BG back for these last several games, how do you evaluate where the team's chemistry is at now, and it contributing to a win like tonight's?
Yeah, I mean, we're a new group, and especially with, I think this may be our 5th game with BG and Bec back. So I've kind of hit on it. I think the team feels it is like our best basketball is ahead of us. Getting wins like this is only going to help our group gain confidence. And so, the only thing I'm disappointed in a little bit is just our defensive rebounding and our turnovers down the stretch. And so we clean those 2 up, we'll continue to get better.
Talia Copper and Diana Taurasi bring great energy on the floor, but then of course you see the other side of it with the technical fouls. How do you go about embracing the intensity that they bring to the court while also keeping them conservative and cool, calm, and collected as well?
Well, I'm not changing DT. That's who she is. That's who she is. We've got a fiery team. Obviously, we need to do a better job of handling ourselves in those situations. It's one thing to get a technical early in the game. Fourth quarter technicals is something we want to stay away from. I didn't even see how she got the tee, but collectively as a group, that's something that we need to do better as a team. But it's one of those things. I'd much rather us be competitive and tough and grit and fight and ask us to pull back than us to be laid back and don't care and go through the motions. That's not who we are. We're a tough group. We care. We want to win, and we're going to fight for everything.
Coach, you've talked a lot about the best basketball being ahead of you guys, and you've also talked a lot about Brittney Griner sort of evolving this offense. So for you guys 4-1 in your past 5 games, what's the next step to not only just continue to see this level of play throughout the rest of the season, but to replicate that and get better as the season progresses?
Well, part of my job is and our staff's job is to move BG around. Obviously we're going to throw it to her in the post, but just her willingness to screen is something that we worked on a ton after our staff got the job, was her screening angles, and she's really bought into that. And you're seeing our players find her on rolls, right? We've got high-level players coming off pick and roll, and their defender that's in coverage or in a drop, they've got a decision. And if they're back, BG's putting pressure. She's getting out of the pick and roll at a good rate. And she's just, the presence. And if the big steps up at all, Kyle talked about it last game, like you've got a decision to make. And so we're trying to move her around, both blocks, elbow catches, rolls, and she's really bought into it. And, she's been so great to coach because she's just been so willing and open to try new things.
Coach, in the second half, Shook had some aggressive spark plug minutes
Yeah.
there. How have you seen her grow since training camp to now?
Yeah, I mean, her threes were great. 2 of them were in and out. Actually, I think all of the 3 misses were, but just her willingness to take them. She's in a tough. Being a backup point guard is not always the easiest job, right? I'm gonna play Tosh, and she's gonna get her minutes, and Shug has to come in and make an impact in her 10 to 14 to 16 minutes. And sometimes when she's playing well, like even tonight, it's my job to go back to the starter. And because that's just what you do. But her energy, I thought she really turned up her defense in the second half, really challenged Sabrina. But those threes, and I pointed it out after the game to the group, like what she did was huge for our win.
And obviously you want to be healthy, but to piggyback off that, when, you know, when she was getting a few more minutes,
Yep.
when team was injured,
Yep.
how do you feel that's helped, helped her game out, just in getting in more, and then also, obviously, not only you said coming off the bench, but making her minutes more effective?
Yeah, I think both Shug and Mac, right? You know, those were very valuable minutes early in the year. Also in a tough stretch where we were playing a ton of games. And so the impact that they can make in, 9 minutes and 12 minutes is important. And that's what good teams do when they come in. Shug's attitude's been great. Mac's been awesome. So credit to both of them.
We'll do one more.
And Coach, you and Kalia have both talked about the fact that opposing defenses, they have to make decisions, they have to act on the fly, but against New York, all the shooters, dynamic playmakers, you guys had to do the same thing, make decisions. So schematically, what did you sort of see out of your group in tonight's game?
Defensively?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, JJ's the best pick and pop 5 in our league, and when you have pick and pop 5s, it puts fear in your defense, right? Because now BG is, do I step up and help with Sabrina? Do I overhelp? And what if JJ rolls and now she pops? Like we talked about today when JJ's popping, we want to stunt at her on the catch. Well, now you've got Brianna Stewart in the weak side and Ka stunts and Stewie back cuts, and you're just like, dang, that's tough to guard. So they put you in a ton of tough positions. I mean, again, they shot 41 threes. I mean, that's hard to guard, and we stayed with it. We didn't hang our head, and we needed to, we got stops when we needed to.